Find my timer.
Get away! Welcome to Middlecast. My name's Jason.
I'm Tiff.
And I'm not Jason or Tiffany.
That's Warren.
Yeah.
He's a dick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to go see Split today.
Yep.
So yes, this is going to be a split spoiler cast. A spoiler cast.
So if you haven't seen it yet,
Yes,
stop watching.
If you read the title of the video and like, I haven't seen that yet, but you clicked on it, stop it. Like, I appreciate you watching, but knock it off. This is just like, this is the whole Rogue One thing all over again.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, we'll get into spoilers in a little bit, but first, I want to talk about M. Night Shyamalan.
Right.
Let's do a quick blurb of Mr. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Yeah.
He's been it's like almost 20 years now since Sixth Sense came out, which boggles my mind. It's almost 20 years now.
Yeah. That is weird to think about. Sixth Sense was good.
Yes, I do agree.
Didn't you find that one, like, hard to rewatch, though? Like, that's the problem with a movie with a twist at the end. Right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you already know it's coming then.
Especially one as big as that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Oh!
Yeah.
I read a funny story one time where John Landis, I don't know if you probably know who John Landis is. Animal House.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, the fantastic movie director. And he was watching it with his wife, Deborah, who's Deborah Newman Landis, who's a costumer. She did Raiders of the Lost Ark and shit like that. And he's loving it, like, totally enthralled with the movie. And then Deborah turns to him and goes, "Why is Bruce Willis wearing the same clothes?" And just, because ghosts don't change clothes. The costumer had to figure it out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That is interesting.
Hmm.
No, then, what was his one after that?
Well, it was The Sixth
Unbreakable.
Sense, and I think it was then Unbreakable after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, was it The Village?
Village.
No, it was Lady in the Water.
Yeah,
And
that,
then The Village.
that missed me. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't like The Village. The
No.
reveal was too soon.
Yeah, it
And
was
I
like
was
halfway
like,
through
why
the
am
movie
I-
or something.
Yeah, because I rented it thinking it was going to be a horror movie.
Yeah.
So you all sat there, you've all got the lights down, you're like, it's going to be awesome. Like, everyone's going to shit their pants. And then you find out that there's no monsters halfway through, and it's just like, well, like, I'm not going to watch the rest of it.
There's no monsters. We just told you there were to fuck you up for your life.
Keep you interested for a
Yes.
while.
They're Amish.
So, when M. Night Shyamalan first came out, I feel like his career kind of went. And I don't mean like I personally don't think that. I thought, aside from Lady in the Water and The Village, I thought all these other movies were pretty cool.
Yeah.
But his career kind of went. He kind of became the. Oh, what the fuck, dude. Like, you know, oh, it's a wolf, or oh, they're not real, or
Yeah.
like Bruce Willis is a superhero.
That's it. No. I don't know. With the most recent one other than this, The Visit, I really liked that.
The Visit.
I thought that was good. And then that's how before I watched Split, I tried to decode it just from the trailer. Because, like, the trailer for The Visit tried to make it seem, again, like a paranormal type horror movie.
We're gonna get into spoilers here, so.
Yeah, you
Spoiler
assumed,
alert right here.
you assumed from the trailer, at least I did, that it had something to do with possession or something, just from the way that grandparents were acting.
Mm-hmm.
Something supernatural. And at the end of that movie, it turns out to be something completely real. Like, it's not, like, you know.
I only
Aside
saw the
from that.
beginning of that movie.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the end. You can spoil it for me. I don't
Yeah, I
care.
didn't see it either, but I want to know.
Well,
We won't talk about Unbreakable too much because she hasn't seen that.
okay, yeah, I wouldn't talk about that. But at the end of The Visit, it turns out that they're not even their grandparents.
Oh.
Because the mom sends them there, and she's like, I don't talk to them after we had this big falling out, but you can go see them. And they talk to them like via like email or something. So they get the train out to their old house, and they spend the whole time there, and they're acting really weird. Well, it turns out they go into the basement near the end of the movie, and their grandparents are dead. And they used to volunteer at a mental hospital, and these two patients who they used to visit.
Oh shit!
Basically, they were talking about their grandchildren coming to visit, and so they killed them and escaped, and then just went there. And then it clicks in your head, all the weird stuff that's happened is not any like paranormal shit. It's just these people are crazy.
No.
And that's like really good. It's like a realistic, like scary concept.
But wouldn't they
Right.
know that wasn't their grandparents when they got there though, because they looked the same?
Well, they'd never met their grandparents because
Oh.
they were both quite young, and the mum doesn't talk to them.
Yeah.
And the real grandparents did reach out to them, but they told the crazy people, and they'd never seen their grandparents.
Right.
And so it's at the end of the movie when they're like on Skype with their mom and like, oh, they're just acting weird, and then they point the camera out the window, and she's like, who are those people? She's like,
Oh.
it's Nan and Granddad. She's like, you need to get out of the house.
Holy shit!
That is not.
See,
your
that's
Nan and
what I
Granddad.
like about
It was nuts.
M. Night Shyamalan. And you know he like movies like The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, where you know the twist about Bruce Willis though, him being.
You just told me. Yeah.
I spoiled that in telling you he slowly but surely finds out he's basically Superman.
Yeah.
Almost. He can't fly. At least I don't think
Right.
so, because
Well-
usually powers develop, and he said.
And plus, he like suppresses it. Like
Yeah.
deep down,
Mhm.
he knows it, but he's like in such denial about it that
Yeah.
it takes somebody else to like.
Doesn't
make
that
him
happen to
admit it
Superman
himself.
too?
I don't think it's Superman. Like when we get into, I have something interesting to bring up about
Split?
the link between between Split. It doesn't really spoil Unbreakable, like because
Right.
you know the primary aspect of it.
Yeah.
But it joins like this triangle between things, which I thought was really cool. It was a
Right.
theory I read after watching it, and I'll
Right.
get into that when we talk about
Alright,
Split.
so we gush about M. Night Shyamalan. He kind of, The Visit was his upshot, and I'm going to watch that now.
I know it's.
I'm one of those
I ruined
people.
it for you.
But I'm one of those. I'm one of those people that appreciate a movie like that for the build up. I don't care if I know what's going to happen. I'm curious as to how we get there.
Well, I'm relatively good with somebody who isn't like very good writer, someone who creates the twist and then tries to work backwards. If there's things awry, I tend to pick up on them, and so the wife hates watching movies like that with me. But they're my favorite kind of movies because I like to be involved like that.
The psychological, yeah, it keeps you in there. I don't like, I'm not knocking Michael Bay as a director or anything. He's directed some really, really cool movies, but good lord, man, stop it with the jump cuts and all of the back and forth and back, because I forget where the hell I am in those movies and everything.
Yeah.
And I like movies that are, because we'll get into Split now.
Yeah.
Because it was a phenomenal movie, number one. I've been
Yeah, I was really
hiding
good.
my hyperbole here a little bit, but that I was blown away by that entire movie from beginning to end. It was
And
really,
the
really
guy
good.
that plays the guy with DID.
Mhm. Yep.
McAvoy.
Yep. James
He
McAvoy.
fucking, oh my god, he was brilliant. And
So-
the way that like his face changed when he changed people.
That was
Yeah, his like body language, the
Mhm.
subtle changes that
you
made it a
can
new
really
person.
tell. You can really tell that James McAvoy got into that role and didn't so much study the disorder in and of itself and the stigma, but literally studied the people.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what DID is dissociative identity disorder. It's when you have trauma, and that trauma makes you develop basically another personality to deal with that trauma. So people that have abuse in their life develop a very strong identity, perhaps someone who's a veteran, or someone who's very incredibly strong or strong-willed or mean to deal with their trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie's about a dude who has 23, soon to have 24 separate identities, and each one is incredibly different and brilliantly acted by James McAvoy.
Yeah.
See, like, again, with my analysis of how wrong I was with what I thought The Visit was going to be, I applied that same one once I really figured out what that movie's twist was. I thought I already knew what was going to happen. I thought that they played it off opposite to The Visit, so they were like, okay, this is a completely normal thing that happens in real life. This guy has a disorder.
Mm.
But in the trailer, the woman says, like, I've never seen anyone with this many personalities. So I was like, no. Like, they're trying to do it the opposite. So they're trying to tell me that this is completely normal, and it's going to be, like, some paranormal, he's, like, possessed by, like, Legion, or, like, you know,
Yeah,
like that
that's
kind of deal.
pretty much what I thought. Because, again, going off of M. Night's previous efforts before The Visit, even with The Visit and everything, it was I thought he was trying to make a mainstream movie, so he was going to go with the times.
Yeah.
And he did not.
Yeah. No, and I was, again,
Can I
wrong.
just say that, like, that 9-year-old, that's one of his personalities.
Hedwig's great. I
Hedwig
loved
was...
him.
I'm
Hedwig
sorry,
was
like, you're
brilliant.
so, like, into it and you're so freaked out for these girls this entire movie, but no matter what, like, no matter how fucked up, like, the movie was getting, like, every time Hedwig showed up, like, I was geeking out.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
He plays a 9-year-old, like, to a T.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And his dance, like, Jesus.
I know. I love my favorite part of
When
Hedwig
he's dancing,
was
yeah.
when they try and, like, lock him out of the room.
Mm.
And he's banging on there, and he's like not as strong as the other personality, and he can't like push the door, and he's like, "You're being bitches, so I'm gonna slap your faces," like, and he's just
You're gonna flap your face, etc.
Yeah, I love that.
The etc. thing was and it was
Every, like...
it was perfect because that's how a 9-year-old acts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And you were saying something you applied the same as The Visit before. Well, I wanted you to finish that point.
yeah. So that was like where I thought it was going. I was completely wrong. There was a point in the first 5 minutes of the movie playing where I was like, I'm about to leave right now, because when the girl's at the party and she sat in the front seat and he sprays the other two girls and acts like she isn't there, I was like, if that bitch is him, like is one of his personalities,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so mad.
Right?
Like,
No,
'cause it's
that
just-
was going through my brain the
You know,
entire
because
time.
he just looks at her and just like, yeah, okay, and then the thing is dunk. And then I figured out at the end of the movie,
He thought she wasn't gonna go nowhere.
well, those two girls that he captured were the two girls who made him touch their breasts in the zoo. And that's what caused this amplification of him feeling
Mm-hmm.
abused again.
Mhm.
So these other personalities take strength, and Hedwig followed them. And he wasn't planning on her being there, because she was meant to get a lift from her
Uncle, I guess.
asshole. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the rapist undertone
Yeah.
was just
that was like...
that was just eerily done. I was hoping she'd have blown his
I
fucking head
know,
off, but
I feel like, again, that there's more to that.
Oh, there's
I
far
feel
more
like,
to
I
that,
feel
yeah.
like there's, for them to show us the brutality of that, not just for the payoff at the end, I thought it would be quite cheap to do all that insight and then not just so he won't kill her at the end.
Mhm.
I think the amount of emphasis they put on how trauma can make you stronger,
yeah,
or like, you know, an Unbreakable, the way he is and the way that James McAvoy develops into this, that maybe she has something that everyone's overlooked, that she
Yeah.
has some sort of, not crazy ability, but some ability. And I'm thinking, is the next sequel, if there is one, we saw her as a kid, she's getting trained to hunt shit, right? And after that, she's had a horrible
Her
life
going
with
after
abuse.
him.
What if she is like a badass? You know, like she like hunts him down, tracks him,
yeah,
and she's the one who helps Bruce Willis
yeah.
find him, because he's just a strong guy. He has no skill in where to find him unless he, because
Unless he touches him.
So I'm thinking, is she gonna use all that stuff that her dad taught her? You know, and
Yeah.
like that's her ability of how she like deals with shit.
Yeah,
But yeah, at the end, it was so crazy how the second he sees all of her scars and stuff and realizes that she's tormented just like he is, then he decides, like, oh, I'm not going to kill you.
Yeah.
Because the broken ones are the more evolved ones, so you're good. And he just leaves her there. I'm like,
the broken ones are the pure. That was
Yeah.
that I feel like if anybody, that was one of the more. It was in a horrible spot in the movie. Like that was like really, it could have gone a bunch of different ways.
Oh yeah.
Like when she when he kills Dr. Fletcher,
Yeah.
and
His
before she
psychologist.
dies, before she dies, she writes his name down there because it's said
Yeah.
earlier in the movie that he could bring him about and cause chaos between the other personalities by bringing Kevin Crumb back.
Who's the actual person
Yes.
with all these
Yeah.
personalities.
And he says, there's a shotgun over there.
Yeah. Just kill me.
Just kill me. And because I feel like, because Kevin, he thought he was like, please tell me it's September, and it was, it freaked me out.
No, it was.
Because that's my birthday.
Oh, yeah?
September 18th.
That's not.
Not 2014. I'm not
Yeah.
3, but or 2 and a
That'd be
half.
Incredible.
I'd be the largest baby in the world.
Yeah.
They'd be making a movie about me.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a spoiler cast on that.
Robin Williams, Jack.
Yeah, they already did that. It's called Jack. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I thought they were totally gonna do the empowerment thing and have her beat it, which would have been a totally
Oh yeah.
great way to end the movie.
The best part for me was when, because movies like that where the whole time they've kept a very realistic world. You're in like our world, you think,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then he's telling you all this shit that the Beast can do, and we're all like, that can't happen. But when she tries to stab him,
Yeah.
and you
the
don't
knife
see
breaks.
it,
Yeah.
but you just see a broken knife come back,
Yeah.
and it's like he was in the shotgun wounds, like
Yeah.
he was for real, like
Yeah.
he was
Took 2 point blank double-aught buckshot blasts and kept fucking going.
Yeah.
And
climbing on walls and
when
shit.
he bent the bars, like I was waiting for that to happen. I thought she was going to, the way the trailer made it was like she captured him or something.
Yeah.
Because you saw it from the back when he was bending the bars, you didn't see her in there. At least I don't think, maybe I didn't look at the trailer close enough. But
Yeah, that's definitely how it looked.
it looked like she got one over on him and he was gonna like
break out.
bend the bars and break out. But that was a brilliant switch that she locked herself up to get away from him and was almost at that point accepting her fate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what he said there is like, the broken are the pure, the ones that have felt pain and everything like that, which I think if you were in a theater full of people,
Oh yeah.
that would have people. We went and saw it. I'm sure you probably saw it.
Yeah,
There's
it
slightly
was-
more people in the theater.
No, it was really.
It was
It was quiet.
right. The same thing with when we went and saw it. There was
Yeah.
like maybe 6 other people in there. But I think if you went and saw that, there would probably been like just tears
Oh yeah.
everywhere in that because
Yeah, right.
everybody has felt that way. Everyone's had
Mhm.
some kind of trauma in their life, whether it be tiny or gigantic. What the people in the movie
Yeah.
felt.
Well, it's incredible because people, especially like her, like the abuse that she'd suffered,
Yeah.
probably feel like much less, exactly like he did,
Mhm.
as to why he had to create all these personalities to be like, which one's gonna keep me safe? Because I'm
Mhm.
just not like good enough.
Mm-hmm.
But in fact, like after that, she's like, do you know what? Like, I'm the only one who survived this shit.
Yeah.
And the way they ended it with her, like her uncle's here, and she just gives that look to the cop, and it's like, does she tell them? Is she just had enough of this shit? And is she just gonna be like, I'm not a victim now? Like, listen to what he said, and just go in and murder him? Like, I don't know. Like, they just left that very open.
And I think that was brilliant there. And we talked about James McAvoy for a minute here, his acting and everything, but I recall that dude being quite diminutive in most roles that he played,
Yeah.
and he got jacked for this fucking movie. Like
Yeah.
there was a point where he changes, and you see. I guess you could they couldn't make him taller, so I'm sure there was a body double or two. But the close-ups on it and everything, he just looked like a fucking animal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, and it was totally hidden through the entire, like you could kind of tell when he was Dennis and everything, you could see the tight fitted shirts and everything. He was
Yeah.
that was the
He
stronger
hit it very
persona.
well as Hedwig, though.
Yeah,
Like
oh
his
my-
posture just hides.
He looked very
everything.
diminutive, crawling towards her at that one point. That was ridiculous.
All right, final thoughts,
Our
guys.
final thoughts on the matter. We'll go
Dude.
ahead, Warren. What is this theory that you had?
So yeah, the ending, in case you didn't guess, basically it shows us a diner where it says, the newscasters name this guy the Horde because of the series of personalities he has. And then it's revealed that it happened in the same universe as Unbreakable, because we see Bruce Willis.
That's
And
so
some
good.
lady's like, wasn't there a guy like years ago that
In
they
a
gave some
wheelchair?
weird name to? He's like Mr. Glass, which was Samuel Jackson's character. Well, the role for James McAvoy and all the dialogue for like Hedwig and stuff was written 15 years ago, because he was originally meant to be the villain in Unbreakable.
No shit.
But things changed, and so he thought it'd be better to just like have him be tested by somebody who's like not such an evil person, just kind of like this weird line in the middle where he means good but he's doing terrible things.
Yeah.
Well, the theory is the reason he goes to the train station, why that's his breaking point for him to become the Beast. He has to accept things. Well, we know he got abused by his mother. But he goes to a train station. If you've ever seen even the trailer for Unbreakable, it starts off with that train crash where everyone dies but Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And he goes there because that's where his dad left him. So I think his dad died on that train in Philadelphia where Bruce Willis survived, and that's where he, you know, puts the flowers down, accepts it, becomes this beast, and goes off. The interesting thing was, this guy on Reddit posted how in Unbreakable, Bruce Willis is essentially Sentry. The powers he matches, very similar to Superman, except you don't see him fly.
Yeah.
Sentry is a Marvel superhero. The only reason this guy puts this down is because there's a scene in Unbreakable, again, not huge spoilers, it doesn't matter to the plot of that movie, but it affects this one a lot, because he is Samuel Jackson in the comic book store when he's really grumpy because Bruce Willis doesn't want to be friends with him, and he's just sat there staring at the wall, and the guy tries to push him out, and he keeps putting the brake on and knocking all the comics off, because he can't find, in his stories he always has these like Superman versus this guy, like hero versus villain, very straightforward battles of conflict, good and evil. And this didn't mean anything to the plot of Unbreakable, but as he gets out and the guy's like, dude, you need to stop fucking doing this, he pulls his brake one more time and hits a spinner wreck, and this comic falls on his lap, and it's Sentry versus the Coalition of Evil, which is a series of a group of villains versus one hero. And that was meant to be a hint, apparently, that's like Bruce Willis would eventually face off against this guy who is more than one thing. Right? And
that's crazy.
That's good.
Then there was even a thought, and I don't think this would happen, but it'd be very cool, is like, pretty much this might be like some tie-in to Marvel, because they've never done a Sentry movie. He's the most powerful guy in the Marvel universe, but seeing how Marvel's going on, and they're getting rid of Tony Stark, to mix, even if it wasn't mixed in with them, but it was still Marvel labeled, if they were to grow it into that, it'd be like the most realistic fucking superhero movie ever.
Yeah.
I really liked the theory. I thought it was really cool.
That's brilliant.
I very highly recommend going to see this movie. It's really good. It's really good, and it keeps you on your toes the entire time. So make sure you pay attention.
Yeah, completely. No, that's a perfect way to wrap it up. So, do yourself a favor, go see Split. Go catch up on M. Night Shyamalan. Actually go watch Unbreakable before you go watch Split. Now that
It's a good pairing.
yes, it's a fantastic pairing. I'll put it in the comments so you don't have to watch the spoiler cast, but definitely go catch up on your M. Night Shyamalan before you go see this movie, because it is definitely his resurgence back into the spotlight. So,
Oh yeah.
See you next time.
say bye, Barry.
Boy, Barry.
He's dead.
Yes.